I am my own special creation. So come take a look, give me the hook or the ovation. It's mine.
This has helped me a lot, actually, emotionally. I feel very relieved. I feel like it's something I've longed for my whole entire life. I've been through hell. I've been through a lot of things, and I know a lot of young people are also going through a lot of things in life. But I know that in everything that happens, and the emotions and hurts that we go through, but God is there for us, to protect us, to love us, and everything that we go through is just a test. But I am going to make it, and I am going to pass, and my life, and it's going to be the success.
Good day, world. I believe an opportunity of a lifetime must be seized in the lifetime of that opportunity. I am Zion Matthew, one of the co-founders of I Am Legacy.
And I am Amanda Munier. And if you're watching this, your life is ready to be radically changed.
That's right. Today you have an appointment with destiny. You have been given the most awesome task of changing, reshaping, and remolding the lives of the future generation.
If we want to live life holistically and in the freedom and liberty that is our right, then education is the key.
That's correct, Amanda. And after working with young people for over a decade now, I've come to realize one thing. If you give them something to die for, they'll be willing to live for it. So often I meet people around the world that tell me that there's no future in this generation. I want to tell you today, I put it like this: what the world calls Generation X, I call it Generation Next.
So what's up next for this generation?
I Am Legacy is a great phenomenon that was birthed in the heart of hungry people, hungry to see the next generation revolutionized and moving passionately towards their future and towards their destiny. Founded in 2009 by Amanda and myself, we've come together to put together a radical, one-day, amazing, life-changing, life-altering seminar that's not only motivational, but that will give you the keys that your student needs to reach for their dreams.
Well, Zion, we have had years of hindsight, and that was one of the things that brought us to bringing this revolutionary package to you, because we wanted people right now to learn from our mistakes.
That's correct. And if we could give this generation the keys that they need to be empowered to move towards their dreams and their destiny, I tell you what, we can change the world.
I could have taken 10 years off my life if I knew the level of success that I could have had now.
I Am Legacy is a great phenomenon, sweeping across the beautiful shores of South Africa and reaching out to the far ends of the corners of the globe. I Am Legacy is making a mark in this generation that certainly will never be erased.
So what's the course about?
The course is a powerful one-day seminar that when we get your kids for one day, we believe that we could change their lives forever. Every seed sown towards their destiny is a tree that will one day bring forth a harvest.
Wow, that's a tall order to fulfill. Can you do it in a day?
Well, anything's possible. We believe in the philosophy of positive reinforcement. That's right. Don't tell them what not to do. Help them discover who they are. Dr. Miles Monroe, he said this. He said the most richest and wealthiest place on the planet. Do you know where it is, Amanda?
The grave?
The graveyard, that's right. And you might be sitting there and say, that's a strange thing to say.
Yeah.
But in the graveyard, there are books that have never been written, songs that have never been sung, even businesses whose doors have never opened. So many people, so many amazing dreams, but never living to fulfill their purpose and destiny.
So get the dreamers to come alive again. Let them see their destiny in their day. Let them come to grab every opportunity they can, and let's teach them how.
Martin Luther made 4 powerful statements. Martin Luther King, he said, I have a dream. I want to ask you, what dream do you have to change the world? What dream do you have to leave a legacy and a mark in this generation that cannot be erased? It's not a coincidence that you are an educator. Being an educator is not just an occupation, it's a life's calling. You have been given the keys. You are at the steering wheel of this car that is called the destiny and the future of this next generation. What would you do with that? Maybe you yourself feel demotivated and you feel that what you are doing is not making a change. And I want to encourage you today. Mahatma Gandhi said this. He said, we got to become the change that we want to see. Awesome men and women that walk the face of the earth. Our beloved Madiba. People like Richard Branson, Oprah Winfrey. Awesome men and women that have changed the course of history. Out of their own pain, out of their own insecurities, they have lived to change the course of history as we know it.
And does one actually take all of this and bring it to the classroom? Because what we've seen in the classrooms, we've got overcrowded classrooms, under-resourced environments, learners who are poorly motivated, sometimes even hungry coming to the class. How do we actually deal with the issues on the ground? Can a little seminar take care of all of this?
Amanda, I speak to principals every day. That's my job. Interacting with people of influence. And the statements are the same everywhere I go. They talk to me about the challenges that they face in the classroom. But I talk to them about the answer to the challenge. Give the child the key to their success. Help them to discover who they are. That's right, the I Am Legacy course is designed to help every young learner find their purpose and their dream. Oftentimes, I use an analogy of a chair. I ask the kids, what is this? They blasely tell me, this is a chair. I said, how do you know it's a chair? They tell me because their teacher told them or their parents told them. And I say, and you believe them? And they said, yes. I said, just like how you believe someone that told you that this was the chair and you made it an established fact in your own mind. I said, many people have believed what other people have said about them and have established it as a truth in their own mind. I want to tell you something. Our philosophy is this. If you can change the way you think about yourself, you can change your life. And it holds true even for you, educator, today. You might be sitting here. You might be in teaching for many, many years. And you too might have not reached your dream. I want to tell you, it's not over.
It's not over till the fat lady sings. And we're here to shout it from the rooftops that your life is going to be forever changed. Imagine walking into a classroom where learners are so vibrant, where they are hungry to learn, where they are ready for you when you walk in and they say, ma'am, what are we going to do today? What are you going to show me today? Let me show you something. Let me show you my homework. Imagine them ready to go, raring to go, in gear. And how do they do that?
What an awesome picture of what the future can look like. And we can make it a reality if we join hands. I Am Legacy has found a gap in the educational system. What parents can do from a homestead point of view, what religious organizations are trying to do, what the government is trying to do. Right now, there are many courses, motivational seminars out there for adults. But my question is, who needs it the most? Doesn't a tree need to be straightened while it's still green? I'll tell you this, our young people need positive reinforcement and motivation. And that's what we are doing, Amanda. We are going into ground zero on grassroots levels, effecting change right there at their informative years of their lives. When they are teenagers, we are telling them that they can live their dreams, they can live their destiny and be all that they were born to be. One of the things that we reinforce in their lives is that it doesn't matter what other people say they are, it matters who they say that they are. It doesn't matter what other people think about you, it matters what you think about yourself. Amanda, we have come through a major change in our own nation. However, the mindsets of many people are still locked in a place of bondage. But I tell you today, I Am Legacy is that key that will break off the shackles of your life, of your mind, and help you reach for your dreams and your legacy.
One thing that you can do to reach your dreams is to have a changed mindset, is to train your mind into gearing yourself into what you were supposed to be.
How can people say the sky is the limit when there are already footprints on the moon? Most people tell me, Zion, you live out of the box. And I ask them, what box? Because as long as the box exists in your mind, you are still living in it. I want to tell you, you can do and be everything and anything that you set your heart on. One of the things that we have discovered over the last couple of years of working with young people is the lack of determination. And we begin to focus on stirring up their passion to live their dreams and to live their fullness in their lifetime. Well, don't just take my words for it. Listen to what the young people have to say about their experience with I Am Legacy.
I've learned that I need to put all the negative thoughts and all the negative sayings that people have told me in the past, and all I have to do is just stay focused and just stay motivated that I need to look upon a bright future, because what stands before me is a very bright future. I believe that out there are leaders who have been undiscovered, and what you need to do is stay focused, stay determined, stay positive all the time, because you are a leader.
God is there for us, to protect us, to love us, and everything that we're going through is just a test. But I am going to make it, and I am going to pass in my life, and it's going to be a success.
I Am Legacy has literally changed my life. I feel like a load has been taken off me. Let's look at our lives and want to change it and want to be better people than our parents and want to prosper in life and forget about everything that has happened and move on and let it go and become better people. So I'm grateful.
You know, everyone's special, everyone goes through hard things, but we need to stay positive and focused and not worry about the negatives of the world. It is going to bring us down, but it's going to help us become better people. Thank you, I Am Legacy. You opened my eyes so much, and I am changed.
I learned about nutrition, living a healthy lifestyle, also about the careers and about myself. It really inspired me.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. Normally we sleep and people talk.
Very therapeutic for me, because not only did you tell us your story, I found that your story was exactly the same as mine, so I was very, very inspired.
Are you walking out the same man that you walked in this morning?
No, definitely no, because I was inspired by your confidence.
Today I felt more motivated than I ever did before, and I finally figured out how I can let my career go further in life and how I can do something for my community.
How you eat today, how it can affect you, not tomorrow, but in 40 years to come from now. So that really impacted on me.
Oh, I feel blessed. I feel motivated. I feel so good about myself. Today was the best. How to motivate yourself, about our emotional development, especially as well as our physical development in terms of our diet, the financial management. It really helps us. The thing I've noticed about young South Africans is that they don't have passion. Once they realize that their passion in them, they can achieve anything, and that's the one thing that we lack. So I'd really encourage them and motivate them to realize their inner potential and embrace the passion that they have.
For sure. And today, and probably you'll tell them because remember, you saw me in I Am Legacy, I was there. From there on, this is what I became.
So it really changes your way of thinking.
Enjoyed it extremely because I wasn't expecting it to be this fun. It was actually quite fun and educational at the same time.
Join the I Am Legacy course because it can change your life. I'm a person that gets let down by many people, and today I've learned that no matter what people say about me, all I have to know is that who I am from the inside. I feel like a new person. I feel like I can do more in life, and I feel like this has really had a huge impact in my life.
I'm feeling very great and inspired by what you have said to us in Centenary, and how we as people can change the world, and I'm feeling great.
I've changed. I'm really looking forward to my schoolwork, and especially with the budgeting, since I like spending a lot.
I've learned that I must budget my time so that I can spend more time doing something productive.
I was very excited because everybody's talking about this motivation thing, and we love things like this because we all want a bright future. I actually want to be an actress, so I was very excited about this course.
I enjoyed the whole course. This is nice. This is nice.
And what I see is what I can be.
I'm going to give up a hell of a lot of things to concentrate more on what I have to do and have to achieve in life to be more successful.
It's really a good experience, and if you try, you have nothing to lose, so just go for it.
Wow, isn't it amazing to hear all of these awesome things being said? Lives that are being changed. And I believe it can just take one experience that can change their life. Many times you might ask me, and teachers ask me this question, can you change someone's life in 8 hours? I tell you, you can change someone's life in 1 minute, negatively. And if you can do it negatively, then I believe you can also do it positively. We have the keys of an acquiring generation in our hands. What are we going to do with it?
One of the amazing things that I've seen with I Am Legacy, you try to control a class of 30, try to control a class of 40. But when you walk into a classroom of I Am Legacy, 200 learners, eyes wide open, ears wide opening, listening intently to how they can grab their future and make it a reality right now.
Oftentimes, many educators and many teachers ask me this question. How do you do it, son? How do you keep on going for 8 hours with a class of 200? They can't even make it for 30 minutes with a class of 40. I tell you the secret. I live out my passion. And the passion can be felt by every single one of us. It's an electric atmosphere. First of all, I tell them, today we're not talking about maths or science or physics or accounting. And everybody goes, yay. And today we're talking about the most important person in this room, and that's you. Because now we're not talking to them or at them. We are talking right into their destiny. And they are hungry, deep amongst the challenges that they face. They are hungry to fulfill their dreams and their destinies.
If you can tell a child right now that they are able to do anything, anywhere in the world, they will love you forever. They will see that they can love themselves. They will see that they have the ability to do anything.
Amanda, I interviewed one of the most amazing principals that I've met. This man had this to say about school, education, and parenting.
We've been looking at some sort of program where we're able to motivate pupils and to give them some idea of how they should be managing time, some healthy living habits, etc. These are issues that are looked at in the life orientation program, but with limited time, it's not covered in a great amount of detail. I also believe that if it came from somewhere outside, from another person, using the old cliche, old wine in a new bottle, it would still help. It would help tremendously for them to assimilate it when they're hearing it from a third party outside school. We've got various challenges that we face. This starts off with the socioeconomic problems that we have. A number of our pupils come from homes where the parents are unemployed, so they don't know where the next meal is coming from. Then we have challenges where pupils, we have child-headed households because they have parents have passed away. They are being brought up by grandmothers and other members of the community. We also have the issue of drug abuse, alcohol abuse. We have, well, that is as far as the parents are concerned. We have the issue, a challenge of teenage pregnancies. So all in all, these are various issues that are there. And because school is a microcosm of society, the problems that emanate in society normally land up in schools.
What wise words coming out of the mouth of someone that has stood the test of time to make a mark in his field that cannot be erased. Amanda, so many young aspiring dreams and minds that are waiting for seeds of destiny to be sown into their lives. What are we going to do to change the world? There was an Albert Einstein. There was different people that have made a mark. Thomas Edison, Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela,
Mother Teresa,
Oprah Winfrey,
Lady Diana,
Richard Branson.
Oh my God, Bill Gates.
Every single one of these awesome names have lived to make a mark. Why do we call ourselves I Am Legacy? Because before you live your dream, number one, you got to understand who you are.
So whether you're going to be a train driver or a pilot, everything is inside of you.
That's right. Your destiny is a seed that is waiting to germinate. If you can understand that that seed has the potential to bring forth a mighty harvest. I oftentimes ask my kids this question. Have you ever cut open an apple? Have you?
Yes.
Can you count how many seeds are in that apple?
About 8.
But have you ever taken just one seed and looked at that seed and tried to fathom with your human understanding how many apples are in that one seed? What an amazing thought. That's right. Every child that you are looking at today, you must see them as a seed that will one day bring forth a mighty harvest. I heard a story of an amazing man that never fitted into the box that was created by the educational system. At grade 4, his teacher asked him to draw a flower. And he drew a flower with a happy face on it. And his teacher thought this guy is quite a strange guy. Then the next week they were drawing animals. And his teacher asked them to draw animals. And he drew this animal not on all fours, but standing up with a smile on their face. And the teacher thought to himself, this kid's got issues. But that child grew up to be someone that changed the world as we know it. Do you know who that was?
A smiling person.
Walt
The happy
Disney.
face.
Walt Disney. He lived outside of the box. And today, every movie, Hannah Montana, The Lion King, every single one of them was changed because a grade 4 kid desired to live outside the box.
You know, I also heard a story about Walt Disney where people said to his wife, but he didn't see his dream fulfilled. And she says, no, he did see it because he had imagined it. He had seen it every day in his mind.
I Am Legacy is so aptly designed to reach right into the heart of that individual, to begin to pull out their destiny and to pull out their purpose. Amanda, we base our philosophy of this amazing, amazing life-altering course on 4 pillars. And that's number 1, psychological development. 2, lifestyle development. 3, leadership development. And 4, career development. 4 amazing, amazing factors that can alter a child's life forever. Number 1, we talk about finding your purpose. Many times, principals ask me, do you talk about AIDS? Do you talk about sex? Do you talk about drug abuse? I tell them, no, hold on. Help them find their purpose so that they will not get involved. Preempt the situation.
Yeah.
Many people are dealing with the fruit of the situation while ignoring the root.
What is the root cause?
Many people do not understand that it's time for them to live their dream and for them to live their purpose. Many young people do not understand that they were born with the purpose, and that purpose is to make a mark in history that cannot be erased. One of the things that we instill in them and reinforce over and over and over again. Are you ready? You are not a mistake. You are not an accident. You was not an afterthought. You were designed to fulfill something in your lifetime. You were designed to bring a deposit to the earth. I oftentimes take an envelope and I say, when you get a letter in the mail, do you look at that envelope? They all tell me, just briefly. I said, do you take that envelope and frame it? They laugh at me and tell me no. I said, what's the most important thing? They said, it's the letter in the envelope. And I say, you are not the envelope. This, what you see on the outside, is merely the envelope. What's on the inside is the most important thing.
So it's time to take off the wrapping.
Dig deep.
It's time to take that letter of influence.
Absolutely. The letter that will bring the change that we want to see upon the face of the earth. The next thing we talk about, very importantly, Amanda, is dealing with the past. I say it like this. You cannot look forward and look back at the same time. You got to let something go.
Which is pulling you? Is it the past or is your future pulling you into somewhere where you should be? I never thought that I would be in my late 30s so quickly. And when a child sits there and the age of 16 is so far away. They want to run and be 16, and then they want to run and be 21. And after a few years, they've decided that, and after a few years, they see that they're 30, they're 36, they're 40. And what do all those years come to? What do their lives have to show for it?
Amanda, many times, many of the kids, when we ask them what stood out to you about the course, they begin to tell me it's my life story. And I want to tell you something. You can't make his story without a life story. You got to go through something to go to something. And I want to tell you something. You don't have to stay where you are with the issues of your past. Many people, even you might be watching right now, may have had a hectic childhood, a time in your life where you could not move past the things that has happened to you. And I want to say this, it doesn't matter what has happened to you, you determine what's going to happen to you. we teach the young people and give them the necessary tools of letting it go. The most powerful thing you could do today is teach your generation how to let it go. But you cannot be faithful to your future if you are still loyal to your past.
So we teach them how to deal with their past, to take off their masks.
The most important thing is what we teach about taking off your mask. It's the whole Shakespearean theme of appearances versus reality. Today, in our age that we're living in, everyone's wearing a mask. Everyone's attempting to be something that they do not believe that they are. They want to do something because they do not love themselves. And we tell them, you can take off your mask. You can be who you were supposed to be. Don't try to be Michael Jackson. Don't try to be Beyonce. Be who you were born to be. There's only one original. And after the original was made, the mold was thrown away. Be the best at being the best you that you could be. Look at your fingerprint. Look at your thumbprint today. There's only one like you on the face of the earth. That's our philosophy. Helping them understand that they are meant to be who they were born to be.
And you know, the world is waiting for your story. The world is waiting for you to tell them who you are. They're waiting for the real you. They're tired of seeing the plastic you, and they're waiting for you. So rise to the occasion and let I Am Legacy teach you how.
Many people are waiting for Dr. 90210 to make a cosmetic change in them. But I want to tell you, you can make an internal change. Because beauty starts from the inside out. And we've seen many young people come to terms. Many people have issues with being tall, short, fat, thin, dark, fair, black or white. Everyone's not happy with themselves. But I believe that if we could get it right back to people loving who they were born to be, and not trying to be. I say it like this, sounds strange, but check this out. We are not human tryings, we are human beings. So why live your life trying when you can live your life being? And I believe that if we can help young people love themselves, there'll be no more anorexia, there'll be no more bulimia, there'll be no more cuttings, because we got to reinstill the love for yourself back to the individual.
And you know, if you can love yourself, the world can love you. If you can respect yourself, then the world will respect you. And these things have to be taught, because people, it just doesn't come out of the air. Somebody has to teach them. And sometimes we're too filled with our syllabus. We have time constraints, and as teachers, we can't meet all of those needs.
That's right. 8 hours is never enough in a working day to change their lives. We talk about issues like relationships. You know, many times people say, do you approach it from teenage pregnancy and HIV/AIDS? I said, no. We talk to them real life issues and how they should raise the bar on the kind of man or woman that they want to marry. That if they want to marry someone of influence, or they want to marry a no-go-getter,
yes.
If they want to marry a no-go-getter or a loser, how do they see their future? Do they love themselves enough to choose the right partner? Some of the things that we talk about may be a bit uncomfortable for you as an educator to broach or a parent to broach. But guess what? We've got it made. We've got it set. We know exactly how to tap into the hearts and to the minds of the individuals that are seated in this I Am Legacy class. We also begin to talk about effecting change. That we believe that there's a generation of change champions that will be able to live out their goals. We teach them how to set goals in their lives.
Yes.
Because once they deal with their past, the next step is setting goals and reaching for their goals. One of the things that I've come up with, getting to your future, takes two components. It's got to take passion and it's got to take commitment. Many people have passion about their future.
Yes.
You ask them what they want to be. They want to be scientists. They want to be engineers. But they lack commitment. And we talk a lot about achieving your goals to applying commitment and passion to seeing that goal become a reality.
Then there's little things like time management, things that rob you of your future and your destiny.
This section is covered in lifestyle development, where every single person has the opportunity to see things as they really are. Besides time management, nutrition.
Nutrition. Teachers, how many times have you seen a learner at 9 o'clock in the morning just slumped, lack of energy? That's because they don't know the importance of breakfast.
Amanda, do you know that 2 in every 4 average South Africans suffer with sugar diabetes? 2 in every 4 average South Africans suffer with heart disease. Many kids do not know that. The issues start while they were still at a young age. And if we can help change their nutritional diet and their plan, we can change their destiny.
At I Am Legacy, we talk about nutrition. And so, in the first section, we found out about what's feeding your emotions, what's feeding your mind, and now we look to what's feeding your body. What are you taking in? So many teachers see their children slumped at 9 o'clock. That's because they don't have their breakfast. So we teach them how to have their optimum energy levels.
Most parents do not understand nutrition themselves, and that's why they suffer with many diseases like sugar diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart trouble. Now we take it right back to their home group, to their home level, where they are able to see how their nutrition can affect their future.
So no more couch potatoes?
That's right, no more potatoes.
Everything in moderation, though.
Everything in moderation. We teach them the power of being able to live out their dreams, not just living it out to their biggest and to their largest, but also looking good.
Well, we struck the perfect balance.
That's right. The next subject we concentrate on is skincare. Every young person wants to have the most flawless skin, but they do not know how. Many times, the only time we can afford good skincare is when we're 25 and 30, but then it's too late. So we give them the necessary tools, Amanda, to have the most flawless skin at their age.
So we found another purpose for potatoes. You put potatoes on and you get rid of all those oil spots.
So we give them little simple tips on how they can change their future by changing the way they look. The third place and the third thing that we cover at I Am Legacy in the development course is time management. And I see this everywhere I go. You know, it's so strange because every time I go to do an assembly, there's at least 50 kids in every school that are standing outside the gate and they are branded as the late comers. Do you have that?
All the time. And I've seen it in my own life, and that's why I know that if you can respect time, time will respect you.
That's right. We teach the art of understanding that you cannot manage time. You've got to learn to manage yourself. If you're a latecomer to school, you'll grow up to be a latecomer to university. If you're a latecomer to university, guess what's going to happen when you go to work? You're going to be a latecomer at work. Guess what's going to happen on your wedding day? Let's say no more. We teach you the art of managing your time and teach you the art of having a diary, having a time management plan that will help you find your dreams. And not only that, but help you get there on time.
And that's it. Because if you can make it there on time, your future success is right here now.
Absolutely. One of the most amazing things, I think, and the most vital thing that we cover in lifestyle development is financial planning. Everybody wants more money. Everybody wants to win the lotto. But we teach you the art of, first of all, understanding the purpose of money. That money is just merely a means to an end and not the end in itself. We give you the necessary tools of helping you plan a budget. I always say it like this: if you fail to plan,
you plan to fail.
That's right, Amanda, you plan to fail. We teach young individuals at this age what it is to run a house. Do you understand? Do you even realize that most young people have no clue what it costs to run a house? And what we do, we teach them in a live setup what it is to put down a budget, help them see how they need to have a brighter future so they could afford a better life.
So Danielle, a little thing like that will get them to appreciate what they have right now, take care of what they have, and place value on those things around them, and also place value on those people who give it to them.
The third section is the section on leadership development. And I believe that we have a scarcity of good leaders, not only in just religious organizations, but in commercial organizations.
Yes.
Mostly nowadays in our nation, CEOs of companies are running off with the billions. Why don't we have leaders in our nation?
There is no sense of responsibility. There is no sense of work ethic. There is no sense of learning to lead by example. And if you can be everything that you're supposed to be, then you're a leader.
What we do is we facilitate a mentorship program where we be able to look for people that are leaders already in their communities and begin to shadow them. We talk about vocational leadership. We talk about active leadership, how you could become a leader in your school, in your community. And we help them to live their dreams out. I believe that if we can restore the authenticity of leadership in our nation will be changed forever.
But for every leader, there are followers.
That's right. That's right. And we've got to learn to lead by example. And the For the most exciting part of the day is career development. Amanda, everybody knows in their hearts that one day they are going to finish school, but not everybody knows what route they're going to take.
So, in the previous segments, we've taught them what it is that they have inside of them. We've groomed them to groom their own talents. And then we've taught them how to get to the place where they are going to. And so inside, they know that there's something that they are born to do. Like you said, there's something that they are born to deposit into the earth. And that's how we help them find their career choice.
The day is a progressive day of excitement, fun, and activities that will be able to stimulate them to reach for their dreams. We talk about exploring different occupations.
Yes.
Do you realize that an average teenager does not know the difference between an occupation and a job? Most people will, when they finish their university degree, will just seek a job.
Yes.
The difference between a job and occupation is something that we instill inside of them, that they will be able not to chop and change jobs in their destiny, in their lives, but to be able to find a career path in which they will follow that will cause them to be a successful person, knowing what they want to achieve in the earth.
And in this place, if you find where your passion is, then it will work for you.
That's right. And we teach them how not to work for money, but to make money work for them. Finding your career path and the thing that you were born to do is the most powerful and the most uplifting experience that you could ever have in your life.
But you do it in a fun way.
Absolutely. You know what? People say they work for a living. I don't work for a living. I make my life work for me. And I believe that if we can teach every single young person to make their lives work for them, not just count the minutes in every day, but make every minute of the day count, that we could change the world as we know it. Many people are stuck in jobs that they hate. And we ask them often, we ask this question: what do you see yourself doing when you're 50 and 60? What will get you up in the morning and get you going when you're at that age? We teach them to pursue their dreams and not just to pursue money. In this career development segment, we play a fun and exciting game where everyone is put into a live interview session where, based on the game by Donald Trump, The Apprentice, the television program, we play a game called Hire or Fire, where young people are put on the spot to write a motivational letter, and they will apply for this job, and between the audience of their peers and our judges, we choose who's the person that's going to be the best suited for the position. I don't want to give too much away. You got to watch this.
So it's a harsh reality that they have to face with, because no longer are we cocooning them from the reality of the life.
We teach them to write the most apt, appropriate, and professional CV and the most motivational letter that will get them the job of their dreams. Amanda, it's an holistic course. We have said so much. We have experienced so much on being on our road show throughout South Africa for the last 2 years. But you know what? It's not what we have to say.
Yeah, I spoke to them as they left, and a lot of them were very encouraged, especially by Zion. And I think it's his leadership style that they enjoyed. The way that he speaks. And a lot of them said that he brought tears to their eyes. Absolutely necessary. We have so many social problems that teaching is actually quite difficult. It becomes a challenge to teach because you also have to deal with the social issues that the learners come with. I think every learner should go through this experience because especially when you have someone that is not an educator, I think learners look up to them a little bit more. I think they take for granted the things that we do for them.
I think this program complements the work that we're doing in the school, not just in the area of ALO, but largely a program such as this contributes to the whole ethos of schools like New West Secondary. It also consolidates much of the work that we do in the classroom during our life orientation lessons, and I think it'll go a long way towards changing attitudes and values.
So what caught my attention was that you've been on SABC2. I checked out a couple of those series, those chat shows. I thought that was pretty cool. Then I found a couple of your references in Cape Town.
Oh, what?
Yeah, and they were very supportive, very enthusiastic. So I thought, no, we must convince our headmaster for you to come on board. He's not a difficult chap. He was very cool with the idea, and so here you are. Well, you've heard from the learners themselves that they've grown experientially by looking inside themselves.
The exercises, some of them I felt were a little out of their world, that they couldn't really relate to. But even those, they participated in with enthusiasm, which is more than what I can get them to do. They have had a good time. I see many of the lights have gone on. Home life for some of these kids is a little difficult, with parents not always being available, giving their time and attention elsewhere. So these kids have learned that they can't blame their parents for everything. They can get on in life regardless of as much or as little support as they get from home. It's worth it. We don't have to change everybody. We can change one person at a time, the way they view themselves, and that's the most important thing that I feel could happen on a day like today.
Every teacher has experienced the same thing. A raise in their class marks, an increase in motivation. Young people are now living their dreams through the phenomenon of I Am Legacy. Today, we offer you the opportunity to bring the I Am Legacy phenomenon to your school. I said it at the beginning, and I'll say it again. An opportunity of a lifetime must be seized in the lifetime of that opportunity. What are you going to do with this information? Are you going to give your learners an opportunity to live their dreams? Today, that key lies in your hands.
Building a future, building a life is an eternal significance that you can have on the earth. Make your job count. Let us see young people who are living their lives to their maximum potential. Imagine a day where young people are going to work with vigor and energy, enjoying what they're doing. Imagine a day where there is productivity like we've never seen. Imagine us raising the bar in this generation, raising the bar in this nation. And it's all up to you with what you say right now.
Imagine a day where young people become a generation of history makers and nation shakers that will live their lives to make their lives and their existence count upon the face of the earth. And you know what? This journey starts today with you. Make the move. Do the right thing. Get I Am Legacy to your school today. I'm Zion Matthew.
And I'm Amanda Millian.
Telling you that we can change the world one life at a time. Thank you for listening to us.
Thank you, and God bless you.